Hey YouTube, I'm the Canadian Express. Today I have a special treat for you. This is the metaphor edition of Awkward Pauses, where I get to tell a little story about my Yu-Gi-Oh related ideas, my opinions on Yu-Gi-Oh in a fun, colorful fashion. Today we're going to be talking about Noble Knights, and why they didn't make my top 6 list for my top 6 me decks, or why Noble Knight Dristan didn't make my top 6 Judgment of the Light cards. Both those links will be in the description below. But someone did ask me why, because I do play Noble Knights, I have the deck, I have the Medrots, I've experimented in a bunch of different versions of the deck, why top 6 cards, why Dristan wasn't in that video. And this is hopefully going to explain it. So we're going to start with the company. Konami, the house building company. And Konami decided they want to make this really nice home. It's called the Noble Knight House. So this is the Noble Knight House, and it's right now only got one room, which as you can see is the living room. This is a beautiful looking living room, but not very functional. There's not much you can really do with the living room. It's awkward shaped, it doesn't really go well. Some people don't mind that because it's a beautiful looking living room, but you know, no one's really buying the house for it. So Konami says, okay, we need to make some improvements to this house. 3 months is their scheduled time, and after 3 months, they add 2 new things to the house. First, they're going to add a detachable patio, and they're going to also include a blender into that. So the problem is, you know, the blender, it's not a really good blender. It's really outdated. People don't use blenders anymore. You know, the last time people used blenders was like in 2002. So, you know, it's kind of a nice bonus that no one really cares about. Meanwhile, the patio is beautiful, but it's a detachable patio. And right across the street, there's the Hero Beat Hotel, and the Hero Beat Hotel looks so much nicer with the patio than the Noble Knight House. So all of a sudden, you got a 1 bedroom, 1 patio, and 1 appliance for the house. It's not a bad house, but like I said, it works a lot better in other homes. So then they decide, okay, we got to figure this out. 3 months go by again, and they start working on some construction, and what do they come with? A bathroom. The problem is, this bathroom, it's a low-quality, dirty bathroom that pretty much no one is interested in. It smells bad, it looks bad, it kind of actually throws off the house, and there's a few people that actually don't want the house anymore just for this one bathroom. They do wind up bringing a television into this as well after 3 months, so it's a much better appliance. You know, a lot of people start thinking it's better than the blender, but once again, you know, appliances like these, they just haven't been used since 2002. It's an older TV, it's not a flat screen, it's just one of those like 16-inch deals. So I mean, it's not bad. You know, people are going to use the TV, but you know, where are they even going to put it? All they have right now is a bathroom, a patio, and a living room. And that's where it comes in. You see, Konami, the building company, finally decides, okay, we got to do something. We're going to add 3 different things to this house in the next 3 months. So 3 months go by, and they've officially added a couple things. So they improve on the living room. They add a rec room right by the living room. So they kind of improved on that. And it's a really nice rec room. You know, it's not everyone can use a rec room. Not everyone's attracted to the rec room. But they don't mind that it's there. Almost everyone has the rec room for some small purpose. They also add a new appliance, which is a toaster oven. Now, if you thought a blender wasn't used, a toaster oven is definitely not used. There's some weird, odd people that use this toaster oven here, but for the most part, you know, no one really cares about toaster ovens anymore. So even though, like, everyone's ignoring appliances since 2002, nobody cares about a toaster oven, even to this day. But lastly, what do they finally do as well? They add a kitchen to this house. This is the kitchen where all your appliances can go. But you know, you can now use your blender. In fact, you kind of want to use your blender. Even some people even use the toaster oven, because why not? I mean, you know, what else are you going to do? And the TV goes really well in the kitchen, I guess. So all of a sudden, you got this nice little setup, and you know, a couple things are still missing. So you say, okay, I'm almost ready to buy this house. This looks great. The problem is, I'm having trouble accessing my TV. I'm having trouble accessing my blender. If you could give me some cables. Now, there's no picture here, so I'm just going to explain this. The extension cords, the cables, they're represented by the non-existent Noble Knight card that could search out Noble Arm Equip cards, because we really need one of those. So if there was one, I'd show a picture. We don't, we should, but we don't. So people start saying, okay, Konami, I'll buy this house. I'm really interested in this house, but we need cables. We need extension cords. We need things to make the appliances more accessible. So Konami says, oh, that's not a problem. In 3 months, we'll be right on it. So they wind up releasing a bedroom, which is weird. And you look, and I mean, you need a bedroom. You need this bedroom here. It's a nice bedroom. It's a good addition. You want 2 bedrooms in your house. But, I mean, it's not, you need the extension cords. That's what you told them. You said, I want the extension cords. Extension cords would make this house much more attractive, and they said, okay, no worries, but they gave you a bedroom. And to top it off, they also gave you a new appliance. And it's a pretty good appliance. It's a refrigerator. You know, everyone needs a refrigerator. This is one of those things that everyone needs. However, you know, still not as accessible. You can't really get the refrigerator consistently to hook up because of the fact that you don't have the cords and the cables that you needed. So you say, okay, Konami, please, this is nice. I'm really excited about this. But can we please get the extension cords and the cables that we need? And Konami says, you know what, I'm sorry, you're right. So, all of a sudden, comes along Judgment of the Light around the same time that Konami's getting the last room on this house, and you wind up getting a sunroom. Which, I mean, you know, it goes really well with the kitchen. It's right on the outside of the kitchen, and it's really pretty. It's really pretty, and it does a lot of things that you didn't expect a sunroom to do, but it's not the extension cords or the cables, and that's what you need. That's the problem, is Konami's now trying to make this house bigger and bigger and bigger instead of making the small rooms better. It's much more advanced, it starts to pull itself together, but now you're just spreading it out. So it's an unfortunate thing because of the fact that we really want this. There's 2 cards that would really help the deck. I'm breaking the metaphor now, I've gotten the point across. Noble Knights is a house and we need a few things and they're not giving it to us. But we need a Noble Arms Searcher or a Noble Knight Searcher. We have Rhoda and we have Lonslin, but Lonslin sucks. Drawing Lonslin is the worst feeling in the world. And, you know, we need something more consistent. There's been so many times I've made the deck and I open Medrot and no equips. And there's like no equips for the next 4 cards. And you can't duality into them because of the fact that, well, I mean, you could, but then you can't use your Medrot plays for that turn, and that's a big deal, right? It's nice. I mean, they got almost everything. They got cards that destroy spells and traps, to gain life points, to gain attack, to save yourself. You got special summoners, you got ways to OTK thanks to Gwalchvid, thanks to, you know, Gawain, you got good +1 plays, and they're light and warrior, so they have a lot of great exceeds. But that's the thing, is when Dreisten came out, he's nice. He's a great effect. Trust me, it could have been much worse. It could have been just like an Artorgus, but like 1400 attack and 2500 defense vanilla. Could have been really bad, and I'm really glad he's not an awful card. But we really just needed those cards to search out our Noble Arms or search out our Noble Knights. Cards like that would be a big deal. Luckily, Konami has announced that in Shadow Specters, for those of you who haven't heard, 5 cards will be released. From the looks of it, it's an Xyz, a Synchro, and I think 3 Noble Knights. But it might be 2 Noble Knights and a Noble Arms card, I can't really remember right now. But the thing is, we're getting 5 new cards for the deck. One of them's got to be a Searcher. Because of the fact that we're getting a Synchro, there's a good chance one of those Noble Arms monsters are going to be a Tuner. And what else? Well, we do know Shadow Specters is a Dark-related set, so we might be getting a couple more Ignoble Knights, because those are really cool. I really like the idea of them. Like I said, unfortunately, we don't have any Noble Knight Searchers right now, so the consistency is just god-awful, and you can't run Duality because the deck special summons way too much. So you have to make compromises. You know, you got decks running Janex Ally Birdman with Power Tool Dragon, so you can search out your equips, and that's just bad and slow and painful. And to do that, they wind up running Photon Thrasher, and the problem with Photon Thrasher is, even though he's a light and a warrior, and you think he'd work really well with Noble Knights, Medrot can only activate his effect if he's the only monster on your field. And Medrot's the core of the deck. If Medrot was banned, if you took the kitchen out of your house, no one would ever want to live in there. You need that kitchen. That kitchen's more essential than anything else. That kitchen makes your appliances work. And without the appliances, your house is just a bunch of random rooms, and you might as well just rent storage lockers. That's all I pretty much have to say about Noble Knights. Like I said, hopefully with these 5 cards in Shadow Specters, we'll be getting something to add consistency to the deck. Hopefully the Noble Knights can get more competitive, because like I said, I own all of them, and I'd love to make the deck, and I'd love to not feel like I wasted my time and money trading for the Dreistens, trading for the Medrots, trading for the Lonslins. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think Noble Knights can be a big deck? Do you think that they have anything what takes now? Do you think Dreisten actually helped the deck enough to boost them to competitive levels? Let me know at the bottom. Just like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Thanks a lot for tuning in, YouTube. I'm the Canadian Express, signing out.